Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you've been following me, you've probably noticed that I kind of have a thing for plants. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the 3 easiest houseplants for beginners, or perhaps you're a frequent traveler and you just tend to kill things because you're not really home all that often. Well, these plants are going to be perfect for you, guaranteed not to die. All right, so stay tuned. First up, we have the ZZ plant. You may have heard the term easy ZZ. Well, it's true. What does ZZ stand for? It actually means Zamioculcas zamiifolia. Say that 3 times fast. The plant itself is pretty slow growing, so you don't have to worry about it outgrowing its home rather quickly. It's a plant that's native to Eastern Africa, so it's actually very drought tolerant. If you were to dig down in the roots, you'd see these little bulbs that almost look like potatoes. Those are actually the rhizomes, and that's where the plant stores its moisture. It can go several weeks without watering, and it still looks great. The only real downside of this plant is it is toxic. So if you have pets that tend to nibble on your plants, or heaven forbid, one of your crazy children, you may want to keep this out of their reach. Just saying. It'll do great no matter what. Stick it in a corner, it's good. All right, so next up we actually have my personal favorite, Sansevieria, also known as a snake plant. So what's so cool about snake plants is it's a very architecturally interesting plant. It has these firm kind of spiky leaves. Oh gosh, I just heard it. Ooh. Snake plant has a ton of varieties. This is the one you've probably most commonly seen, but this too is also a snake plant, just a different variety. This one happens to be a boxwood. This plant, native to the arid deserts of West Africa, is also extremely drought tolerant, making it great for people that travel a lot or maybe just forget to water their plants. There's probably 15 or 20 different varieties of snake plants. Best part, they're all super easy. All right, so cool fact about Sansevieria, it actually performs photosynthesis at night, which means it's giving off the most oxygen while we sleep, making it an obvious choice to put in the bedroom. All right, guys, so last up, we have a pothos. You may have heard some people call it pothos. Pothos, pothos, whatever. It doesn't change the fact that it's easy. Again, with this plant, there are so many different varieties and they all kind of need a little bit different care, but it's pretty basic. The darker the green, the more adapted it is to low light. If it's a variegated variety that has more white or lighter yellow, it's going to be a plant that needs just a little bit more sun. This plant is another one that is great for beginners because it kind of tells you what it wants just by looking at it. I mean, I can't even do that with my husband. So the telltale sign of when this plant needs to be watered is you'll actually see the leaves will kind of start to curl and get a little limp. It just means it's time for a drink. This is also called devil's ivy. If you can tell, it's a trailer. So it's one of those plants that's great for a hanging pot or anything up high on a bookshelf where you want it to kind of trail down and give you some visual interest. There is one downside. This plant does tend to be toxic, so it's something that you're going to want to keep out of the reach of animals or small children. Another fun fact, I actually owned a ceramics business where I designed hanging porcelain planters, and the inspiration for that actually came from a cat that I had that kind of liked to get in my plants, so I just decided to put them up. All right, guys, so that's all that I have for you today. Hopefully you learned something about some good beginner plants, and if you like my videos, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.